Think about this for a moment. Every month when your income arrives, you feel a sense of relief. For a few days, everything feels under control. You breathe easier. Then slowly, the same bills, the same expenses, and the same pressure return. Before the month even ends, you are already waiting for the next paycheck. Most people accept this cycle as normal and tell themselves that once their income increases, everything will finally be fine. But the truth is, most people do not remain middle class because they don't work hard enough. They stay there because of a silent money habit they repeat every single month without realizing how deeply it is shaping their future. This habit doesn't feel dangerous. It doesn't come with warnings. It doesn't even feel like a mistake. Yet over time, it quietly keeps people trapped, year after year, with their financial situation unchanged while life keeps moving forward. This video is not meant to shame anyone or make you feel guilty. Being middle class is not a failure. But staying there forever without questioning your money behavior is a choice, not just a situation. Today, we are talking about a habit that almost no one openly discusses, a habit that feels comfortable and normal, yet slowly decides where you will stand financially for the rest of your life. Once you become aware of it, you will stop seeing money as something that simply comes and goes. You will begin to see it as a tool that either works for you or quietly works against you. And you may realize, perhaps for the first time, that the real problem is not how much you earn, but how you think, act, and make decisions with the money you already have. By now, you should clearly understand that this silent money habit is not about one big mistake or one bad decision. It is about what you do repeatedly, quietly, month after month. When income comes in and disappears into lifestyle, comfort, and routine without ever being directed toward growth, you are not just spending money, you are spending time. Years pass, effort continues, but financially, nothing really changes. This habit feels harmless because it doesn't create immediate pain. But its real cost shows up later when you realize that despite working for decades, your money never learned how to work for you. Awareness is the first break in this pattern. The moment you recognize that money should not only support your present, but also protect your future, this habit begins to lose its power. You cannot change what you refuse to notice, but once you notice it, you are no longer powerless. When we compare middle-class thinking with wealthy thinking, the difference is not intelligence, education, or even income. It is direction. Middle-class thinking asks, what can this money give me right now? Wealth thinking asks, what can this money become over time? That single difference decides everything. Comfort-focused decisions feel good today but ask nothing from tomorrow. Growth-focused decisions feel uncomfortable now but reward you later. This is why two people earning the same income can end up in completely different financial positions. One chooses short-term relief, the other chooses long-term leverage. Neither choice is accidental. Once you understand this, you stop envying outcomes and start questioning decisions. And that shift alone puts you ahead of most people because you are no longer blaming luck, the system, or circumstances. You are finally taking responsibility for direction. The salary trap is not a trap because salaries are bad. It is a trap because most people allow their entire financial identity to depend on one source. When income increases, expenses rise with it, and freedom never arrives. Life becomes an endless loop of earning, spending, and waiting. The problem is not stability. The problem is dependency. As long as your survival depends entirely on your next paycheck, your options remain limited. Freedom does not come from earning more alone, it comes from reducing dependence. This chapter should make you pause and ask yourself a difficult question. If your income stopped tomorrow, how long would your life remain the same? The honest answer to that question tells you everything about where you truly stand. Breaking the salary trap does not happen overnight, but it always begins with the decision to build something beyond your job, even if it starts small and feels slow. Finally, the psychological side of money is where most people lose the battle without realizing it. Fear of judgment, fear of looking unsuccessful, and the need for validation quietly influence spending decisions. People don't buy things because they need them. They buy them to feel secure, respected, or accepted. Society rewards appearances, not progress, and many people sacrifice their future just to look stable in the present. Understanding this is not about becoming emotionless with money, but about becoming honest. Every time you spend, you are voting for the kind of life you want later. Emotional spending gives instant comfort but delayed regret. Intentional spending feels restrictive at first, but builds quiet confidence over time. When you gain control over the emotional reasons behind your financial choices, money stops controlling you. And that is where real financial maturity begins. As we close this video, I want you to understand one important truth. Your financial future is not decided by one big opportunity, one lucky break, or one dramatic change. It is decided by the small, quiet decisions you make with money every single month. The habit we talked about today does not ruin lives suddenly. It keeps people comfortable enough to never feel urgency, yet stuck enough to never feel free. And that is why it is so dangerous. Most people will watch a video like this, agree with it, and then go back to living the same way. Real change begins only when awareness turns into action. You don't need to quit your job, double your income, or take extreme risks to break out of the middle-class cycle. What you need is intention. You need to decide that a part of your money will no longer exist only for today, but will start working for tomorrow. Even a small shift in behavior, repeated consistently, can change your direction over time. Wealth is rarely built by dramatic moves. It is built by disciplined habits that most people are too impatient to maintain. Remember this. Being middle class is often a phase, not a failure. But staying there forever usually means you never questioned the habits that kept you there. If this video made you uncomfortable, that is a good sign. Discomfort is often the first signal of growth. Pay attention to where your money goes this month. Notice what is automatic, emotional, and unconscious. Because the moment you start choosing your money behavior consciously, you stop being trapped by it. If this message resonated with you, take it seriously. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Today. Your future is quietly being shaped right now, whether you are aware of it or not. And the sooner you take control of that process, the sooner money stops being a source of stress and starts becoming a tool for freedom.